Hello, people, and welcome to another episode of Stars and Garters. I'm Katie Pettit, and today we are going to be, or I am going to be doing this Disney movies bracket that I found. So I'll be just pitting Disney movies against each other and seeing which one I like more. And I guess we'll see which one comes on top. I'm pretty sure I know what my favorite Disney movie is, but I'm doing it because it's fun. Okay. Without further ado, let's do it. Alright, so the first matchup they have is The Lion King versus Tarzan. This is unfortunately easy for me. Like, you know, I can't even watch Tarzan because it's too sad. But The Lion King is also just ridiculously amazing. So I'm gonna have to go with The Lion King on that one. Alright, so the next one they have is Princess and the Frog versus Lilo and Stitch. This is also not fair, because I'm gonna be honest, I haven't seen Princess and the Frog. And I actually just, like, a few months ago, watched Lilo and Stitch for the first time. So, and it was pretty good, though. Like, it honestly was good, so I have to go with Lilo and Stitch there. Okay, next. Okay, this is actually a hard one. Next, we have Tangled versus Big Hero 6. That's an interesting one. Tangled is a great Disney princess movie. It's very different, and I did like it a lot. But, I'm a bigger superhero nerd than I am Disney nerd, and Big Hero 6 is actually loosely adapted from a Marvel comic, and it was a great movie. It was a pretty great movie. I'm gonna have to go with Big Hero 6. Alright, the next one we have, this is easy too. Frozen versus Moana. I'm gonna be honest, like, Frozen is just not for me. It's just not my thing. The songs are cool, I think they all have really good singing voices, and it's nice to listen to sometimes. It's just kind of not my thing, I guess. And Moana, I really liked, especially, like, You're Welcome. You're Welcome is probably one of my favorite Disney songs, to be honest. So, yeah. Frozen just doesn't have that much going for it for me, and Moana has too much. Oh no, this next one's not fair. Okay, the next matchup we have is Aladdin versus Hercules. Now, I bet this would be pretty obvious for some people, just go with Aladdin, but Hercules is criminally underrated, honestly. See, Aladdin is a great movie, like, I will admit that. The genie, is... I'll link a podcast in the description, because I did my top 10 favorite Disney characters of all time on my friend Judah's podcast. I'll link that episode. And the genie is actually my favorite Disney character of all time. Like, he's so good. That movie, like, the songs, obviously, A Whole New World is, maybe one of the best Disney romantic songs. Just, like, not even just in my opinion. It's like, I've heard so many people who think that. But the Hercules is great. Hades is an amazing villain. He's probably one of the most likable villains in all of Disney history. And Megara is an amazing character, honestly. This is not fair. Okay. Because it's just, even though Hercules is absolutely amazing, it's just, Aladdin is a different level of Disney. It's Disney. This is what Disney looks like when they're at their best. So gotta have to go with Aladdin. Okay, this is another easy one. The Little Mermaid was versus Pocahontas. I have not seen Pocahontas in a while. I think I liked it, but I think I've only seen it since I was, like, really young. And The Little Mermaid, I do like The Little Mermaid a lot. Under the Sea is a great song. Part of Your World is a great song. I really like King Triton. I think he's a way better dad than people give him credit for. So, Little Mermaid wins solidly. Next, we have Mulan versus Zootopia. Yeah, this is pretty easy. I didn't hate Zootopia. I know a lot of people didn't like it, and they thought it had some sort of like liberal agenda. Which, I mean, I'm not gonna deny that it was a little. It had kind of a message to it, but it's also about a bunny rabbit, so not gonna read that much into it. But Mulan, it's Mulan, man. Like, she's so cool. That whole movie is so cool. I listen to "I'll Make a Man Out of You" like all the time. It's a great song. And then Mushu also exists, and that's great. So, Zootopia, it's not really a fair matchup, but Mulan definitely takes that one. Okay. Oh, this is not fair either. Next, we have Beauty and the Beast versus The Nightmare Before Christmas. I haven't seen The Nightmare Before Christmas, so. And honestly, Beauty and the Beast is a great movie. On its own, if it would probably win against most of these movies anyway, but it's pretty hard to like a movie you haven't seen more than a movie that you was your whole childhood, except for The Lion King. That was The Lion King and Beauty and the Beast. Those were my two movies that I loved very much. Okay, next up we have Up versus Brave. It is including Pixar, well, obviously now, but yeah. This one is pretty easy for me, honestly. I know Up is beloved and such, but I can't do it. I said it in a previous episode. I can't watch it. It's too sad, man. Like, I can't get through it. Like, cause it starts off on like the saddest note, and then I'm like, how am I supposed to sit through that? Even if the movie is great, I can't watch it. And then I do like Brave. I really like Merida. Is that her name? Yeah, cause she's just a cool princess, very different. So we gotta go with Brave. Okay, next we have Toy Story versus Toy Story 2. Interesting. Toy Story versus Toy Story 2. I don't really know about this one. I gotta be honest. I'm not a huge Toy Story fan either. I mean, I don't dislike the movies. It's just not the greatest, I think I like Toy Story 2 more because it has Jessie, and I think the plot was more interesting. So we'll go with Toy Story 2. I think that one was good. Okay. What? Oh, this is not even. Okay. Next we have Coco versus Cars 2. Haven't seen Coco, and I don't know if I've seen Cars 2. So, we will randomly select Coco. Cool. Okay. Alright. Next up, was that Cars? Yeah, it was Cars 2. Next up, we have Toy Story 3 versus The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Again, I'm not really big on Toy Story, and I think Hunchback of Notre Dame is also a very underrated Disney movie. I think it's a really good movie. So yeah, pretty easy choice for me. Yeah. Oh, here we go again. All right, the next one is Ratatouille versus The Emperor's New Groove. Okay, this is also easy because I'm pretty sure I liked Ratatouille a lot actually, but The Emperor's New Groove is a quality movie. Honestly, it's hilarious no matter who you are watching it. It's just every time hilarious. So yeah, it's gonna have to be Emperor's New Groove. Okay. Ooh, this is actually interesting. Next, we have Finding Nemo versus Inside Out. These are both great movies. I would watch these movies anytime and be happy. I gotta be honest. Inside Out is probably gonna be the one that I like more, just because it's just a really really good concept and they executed it really well. And the cast is kind of pushing me over to their side because it's got Amy Poehler and like Mindy Kaling and Bill Hader, and it's just all awesome. So yeah, gonna have to be them. Okay, all right. Now we have Monsters Inc. versus Wreck-It Ralph. This is pretty easy. Not. It's probably gonna be Wreck-It Ralph. Not that Monsters Inc. was any kind of like bad. It was a good movie. It was a great movie actually. But Wreck-It Ralph, it was more, for me kind of because like it had a lot of video game references that were really good. Vanellope von Schweetz is an awesome character. She is very adorable and likable, and just she's easy to root for. And it had a very interesting story. So yeah, Wreck-It Ralph. Nothing against Monsters Inc. Great movie, but Wreck-It Ralph is better. Oh no, that's not fair at all. I don't like that at all. Okay, we have The Incredibles versus Wall-E. Oh, that makes me sad, man. Those are both great movies. I almost said incredible movies, but we don't want to give a leaning one way or the other. I've said a few times that Wall-E is my favorite Pixar movie. I'm pretty sure Incredibles is Pixar too. I guess I wasn't thinking about Incredibles. I know Incredibles is my dad's favorite Pixar movie. Wall-E is a great movie though. The Incredibles is so fun, and like it's got good action and good storyline, and their like family dynamic is really good. And then Wall-E is just very like nice, and it feels good to watch it, and it's just interesting with like the robots and stuff. This is really hard. I should have thought about this before, because now I'm just gonna spend all this time thinking about what to do. Okay. So, which movie would I rather watch if I was just like, I want to watch a movie? Which movie would I go for? These are so even. They're so close. Okay. I think I'm leaning towards The Incredibles actually. Um, yeah. I'm gonna go with The Incredibles. It's locked. I can't change it. That's that. It's done. What's done is done. Okay. That was hard. I didn't like that last decision. That made me sad. But we did it. Okay, so we're on to round 2. The losers, these are the whatever second winners. No, that's not right. Whatever. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Okay, round 2. So we have first up, The Lion King versus Lilo and Stitch. This is not a hard matchup for me at all. Like, Lion King is probably gonna crush everything. I mean, spoilers, but honestly, it's so good. I love that movie so much. Lilo and Stitch was great. It was really funny. Really liked the characters and stuff. But it's just, it's the Lion King, man. What are you gonna do to beat the Lion King? Yeah. Okay. Next up, moving right along, we have Big Hero 6 versus Moana. Moana. Okay. These are both pretty even in terms of which one I would want to watch more. But since this is my ranking, my decision, I guess, I still got that superhero nerd pull going for Big Hero 6. Moana, again, is great. It is super fun and interesting. Great songs, great story. But Big Hero 6 is superheroes, so, it's gotta be Big Hero 6. Ooh, interesting. We have Aladdin versus The Little Mermaid. These are pretty evenly matched, I would say. I feel like they're pretty similar too. Not like in story, but just like the kind of quality they have. I don't know if that makes any sense. But like their songs are both very classic and very like you probably think of a song from these movies and you think Disney, maybe. And they have like they just have the same kind of feel, I guess. But to me, Aladdin is more interesting. It's more fun, and it's more enjoyable to watch Little Mermaid. Little Mermaid is great, but Aladdin is just a little more of a cool adventure type thing where Little Mermaid is not quite as much. I think it maybe focuses a little more on the romance in Little Mermaid or something like that. But Aladdin just feels more exciting and enjoyable. Oh, ooh. Okay. Okay. Interesting. We have here Mulan versus Beauty and the Beast. That's hard. That's hard. These are both like two of my favorite Disney princesses. Um, Mulan is great because again, Mushu, the songs are great. And it's just a solid, decent movie. Beauty and the Beast is great because Belle is an amazing protagonist. I love Belle. You know, songs in Beauty and the Beast are probably like them more than the songs in Mulan. Because I listen to, I'll Make a Man Out of You a lot, as I said, but I listen to the whole soundtrack of Beauty and the Beast a lot. Um, Mulan is probably more fun and like enjoyable, I guess, engaging to watch. But Beauty and the Beast is not boring, it's still pretty great when it comes to that. Yeah, it's gotta be Beauty and the Beast. It's a classic. And, okay, I shouldn't have said that. I never weigh that in when I'm considering something to be good or not. I don't care if it's a classic, but in this case, it's just so, it's very nostalgic, and I've always loved it. Mulan, it had to, I had to watch it a few times to love it. And, yeah, so it's gonna have to be Beauty and the Beast there. Okie dokie. This is easy too. We have Brave versus Toy Story 2. Again, just Toy Story is not for me. I don't know why. It's weird. It's just, I'm not into it when I watch it. It's not like I think they're bad, and I don't not like them, but it's just, I'm not too into it, And Brave is super fun to me. It's very interesting, and again, awesome protagonist in Merida. So yeah, it's gotta be Brave. Oh my goodness, this is so easy. Again, the whole other side of the bracket is just so easy. All right, we have Coco versus Hunchback of Notre Dame. Yeah, haven't seen Coco, so sorry, Coco. It's Hunchback. Okay, yeah, no explanation for that other than literally have no opinions about Coco, and so yeah, cool. Okay, ooh, this is hard. We have Emperor's New Groove versus Inside Out. That's really hard. See, Inside Out is like a great kind of. It's just a quality movie, It's got a great story. It's like a well thought out plot line, I guess. It's just a really really good movie. And the Emperor's New Groove is just unlike anything Disney ever put out. It's absolutely hilarious, and like it's still a good story. The characters are great. I feel like they're kind of similar too. They're both, well, kind of. I'm just thinking about how like they both don't have any songs. Well, Pixar doesn't usually have songs, I don't think, or at least less than Disney. And so Inside Out is more of like a thoughtful kind of movie. And if you watch my top 10 movies, I lean towards comedy a lot more than I lean towards like thoughtfulness. It's not like I don't like thoughtfulness. I can be thoughtful sometimes. But in a movie, I'm looking more for entertainment and comedy. Emperor's New Groove, it's in my ranking. It's just I would rather watch that because Inside Out's a little heavy too. So I kind of have to be in the right mood because if I get hit with Inside Out, it's just really heavy sometimes. But yeah, we're gonna have to go with Emperor's New Groove. Inside Out was great. Inside Out was a great movie, but Emperor's New Groove is just more fun. Okay. Ooh, we have Next up, Wreck-It Ralph versus The Incredibles. This is also hard, and I don't want to disappoint my dad because he loves Incredibles, and Incredibles is a great movie. But now this is a little skewed because I haven't actually watched Incredibles in a while, which is weird because I really do like the movie. And I've watched Wreck-It Ralph pretty recently, I guess. Okay, let's weigh the pros and cons. So as far as like characters go, I feel like, Vanellope is just very easy to get attached to, whereas there's not a character or characters that I'm like, ooh, you're really, really cool in Incredibles. The stories are both good. I can't really compare them, because I can't remember exactly what the Incredibles story is. I mean, I remember the gist of it. I just can't remember the I couldn't sum it up for you. So yeah, there's that. So basically, which one is more entertaining is the thing. So Wreck-It Ralph has that whole, it's got that cool video game vibe going for it. It's got a really cool story with a really cool protagonist. And then The Incredibles has those nice action scenes and cool superhero-ness. I know I said I lean towards superheroes, that's why this is so hard. It's also got a really good villain. Wreck-It Ralph doesn't have as good as a villain as Incredibles, I will say. Syndrome is a very, he's like a villain. We get to see his backstory and all that. And Wreck-It Ralph's villain is not as deep. Okay. I think just as far as what would entertain me most, I think I'm gonna have to go with The Incredibles. Because it's, part of it is because I've loved it for a long time, and it makes me happy to watch it. So yeah, go with that. All right, we're going into round 3. These are getting pretty top tier movies here, so this should be like all of these might be hard, except for this first one, because we have Lion King versus Big Hero 6. Again, love Big Hero 6. Cool story, superheroes. I just love superheroes. They're great, and all that stuff. But it's the Lion King. It's just the Lion King. What are you gonna do about it? It's the Lion King. I'm sorry, Big Hero 6. You were great. You are great. But you went up against the Lion King. Okay. Alright. Moving right along to one that might actually be hard. We have Aladdin versus Beauty and the Beast. Okay. This is hard because they're both great. And they're both in that same sort of era. So they're very similar. They have very similar good things about them. Okay. So, The Beauty and the Beast has, like, Belle. Belle has been one of my favorite characters for such a long time. Great soundtrack. Great plot, story kind of deal. I don't know. The Beast is kind of weird. I don't like their whole romance thing all the time because it's kind of iffy, It's kind of weird that they fell in love like that. Aladdin has an amazing soundtrack. It has the genie. It has, it has a good plot as well. But Jasmine is kind of lame. She's not a great character. She's just kind of there. I didn't think about the villains. Jafar is, I feel like he's less of an intriguing villain. Well, no, that's not true. They're both kind of just straight up villains who are just like, they're evil and they're mean and they're jerks and they're villains. So they're kind of the same like that. Gaston does have that song though. He does have a villain song, which is really good too. Honestly, oh, this is really hard. I was gonna say Beauty and the Beast, but like Aladdin just keeps coming up in my brain. I would rather listen to the Aladdin soundtrack, and I love Genie again. I'm gonna have to go with Aladdin. That's actually crazy. I would always like. That's crazy. I thought Beauty and the Beast was gonna make it to like the final four, but it did not. Just thinking about it, I would rather watch Aladdin to be entertained. I absolutely love Beauty and the Beast. Don't get me wrong, but like if I just wanted to watch a movie in the moment, I would probably go with Aladdin. That one hurt a little bit, but it had to be done. Okay. All right. Now we are getting to Brave versus The Hunchback of Notre Dame. I feel like The Hunchback of Notre Dame is more of a like good, as in I don't really know how to explain this. It feels like it has a better moral. I guess it's like it teaches better things than Brave. I don't think Brave teaches that many bad things. It's kind of got that follow your heart thing going, which is stupid, but I mean, a lot of movies, not even just Disney movies, but a lot of movies have that going. So, um, so Brave doesn't have any songs, which is kind of a for me, because I like a good musical, not just a random weird spur of the moment sing anytime musical, but one that's done well. Hunchback of Notre Dame has beautiful songs. Like the style of song is not something I would normally go for, but man, they are like such a pleasure to listen to every time. Especially God Help the Outcast. That is a crazy pretty song. And whoever sang that, I can't remember her name, but just good job to her. Quasimodo and Esmeralda are great characters too. Merida is a great character, but they're both great characters. So I'm gonna have to go with Hunchback on this one. Yep, gonna have to go with Hunchback. Okay, next up we have The Emperor's New Groove versus The Incredibles. Okay, I'm probably gonna go with Emperor's New Groove on here. Nothing against Incredibles. It's made it this far for a reason. It's so fun. It's a great watch. But it's just there's something about Emperor's New Groove. I've never not been entertained watching it. Like I'd never get bored during it. It's just constantly fun and engaging and just good. Just good in general. So, nothing against The Incredibles. Emperor's New Groove is just too amazing. Alright, getting down to the final four. Crazy. Oh, that's funny. They're all Disney movies. No Pixar made it to the final four. That's nothing against Pixar. Just Disney's got something. It's got the I don't know. It's just got some element that I like more. Okay. Alright, we got The Lion King versus Aladdin. I'm sorry. It's just The Lion King just instantly crushes whatever it's up against for me. Aladdin is a great movie. Like I've been complimenting it this whole time. But The Lion King is just ridiculously good. It's like I don't even think Disney has ever been the quality of The Lion King since The Lion King came out. It just hit an absolute peak, but it was so high that I don't even know if they can ever reach it again. Not not with like what they're doing now. Not what they're doing, but they're just not the same as they were back then. So they definitely can't reach it now. So yeah, it's just gotta be The Lion King. It's too great. It's too great. All right, now we have my two favorite underdog movies against each other. We have Hunchback of Notre Dame. Have I been saying it wrong this whole time? I feel like I've probably said it both ways. Is it Notre Dame or Notre Dame? I don't know, but we're gonna say Notre Dame. So Hunchback of Notre Dame versus Emperor's New Groove. Okay. I think Emperor's New Groove is gonna win out this one because, like I said, for when it beat Inside Out, if you're not ready for Hunchback, Hunchback can be pretty heavy as well. It's like this. The story is real dark. It has one of the darkest villain songs of all time, which sometimes can be really interesting and enjoyable to watch, but sometimes it's just heavy, and you're like, oh, I was not ready for that. Emperor's New Groove, you can, I can at least I can enjoy anytime. So, Emperor's New Groove wins that match, not the whole thing. And now, the final two. According to this bracket, my top two favorite Disney movies. Gotta choose one. We have The Lion King versus The Emperor's New Groove. Now, it just feels so unfair to compare these two because, like I said, Emperor's New Groove is just not like any other Disney movie. It's just not fair, It's just so unlike any other Disney movie. It's a comedy movie. It's primarily a comedy movie where it's not like an action comedy. It's not a musical comedy. It's just mostly a comedy movie. I'm not saying it doesn't have a good story. I'm just saying that's what it is meant to do. And then The Lion King is just this cool action story musical deal whole thing. So it's just they're not on the same level, They're just, it's so different. But just in the end, I love The Lion King so much more than any other Disney movie. I only was able to realize just how good The Emperor's New Groove was when I was older, because I watched it as a kid and thought it was funny. I was like, oh, haha, a few of those jokes, a lot of those jokes were really funny to me as a kid. But when I got older, I was like, I noticed all the little things. I knew the actors, and that made it more fun. And it was all those little things. But I didn't really enjoy that part of it as a kid. I had to wait. The Lion King, I have enjoyed for forever. Not for the same reasons. I appreciate the same way I appreciate more about it now. But I just, I've loved it forever. Like when I was a kid, it was my favorite thing. I loved Just Can't Wait to Be King. It was all about The Lion King. And, it has so many, the soundtrack is incredible. Be Prepared is maybe my favorite Disney song of all time. I haven't actually looked and compared, but it's up there. It's a great one. Emperor's New Groove is an amazing comedy movie that I would watch anytime. But The Lion King will always hold a special place in my heart. So, at number 1, the winner of this bracket is The Lion King. It was a hard-fought battle, but we won, they won, it won. The movie, The Lion King, won in the end. But yeah, that was fun. It hurt my feelings, some of those matchups did, but I did it. I powered through. Okay. Alright, I guess that's gonna be all for this episode. Maybe leave a comment about what you think, like a matchup you disagreed with, a matchup that you thought I should have picked something else. Maybe tell me about your grievances with this episode. Well, with the matchup, I guess. Don't just insult the general episode. Don't say video is bad or my room is messy. But yeah, you can go ahead and follow if you would, like followers, and yeah, I guess that's it. See you next time.